Welcome back to another edition of Baseball for Maniacs. Usually do series recaps, but yesterday I did a video over the Phillies' heartbreaking loss, got pretty animated, and today was a great game. Kind of got a little iffy at the end, but the Phillies won, so I wanted to hop on here and do an episode, but it couldn't have started off any worse when Taijuan Walker threw two balls that weren't even remotely close to the strike zone and then gave up that home run to Ketel Marte. The Boo Birds were raining down on him. It just was a toxic atmosphere to be in, and the Boo Birds were definitely justified. I saw a tweet by Matt Gill, which was pretty funny. It said, first pitch 106, first booze 106. So it didn't start off great. And to get in the Taijuan Walker, he looked really bad in that first inning, but I'm going to give him credit. He battled down today. He gave us 5 innings of 2-run ball. Anytime Taijuan Walker takes the mound and he gives you 5 innings of less than 4 runs, that's a win in my book. So I think he wasn't great. He kind of struggled with location, but he battled. So can't really be too upset around Taijuan Walker, and I think it's going to be coming to the point. I think he makes one more start in the rotation, then hopefully Zach Wheeler's ready to go, and then he moves to the bullpen, and hopefully we never have to see Taijuan Walker toe the rubber again as a starting pitcher. I don't think they'll cut him because he is essentially the only starting pitching depth we have. Now, granted, Alan Ronhell has been pitching the ball very well in AAA, so he could be an option, but this is not a Taijuan Walker episode. The bats came alive, and not really, but more importantly, Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper went back to back. So Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper, as they go, the Phillies go. Trey Turner can be lumped to that boat as well. He's one of the superstars. We'll get into Trey Turner at the end of the episode. I didn't want to be too negative. He looks awful at the plate, but the Phillies won, so I kind of want to highlight the positives. Kyle Schwarber. So the way he's been swinging a little bit, it's been more of the sense of like the 23 version to where it's homer, walk, or bust, to where I think he's going to get out of that because he's really proven to kind of adjust his swing in the sense of like he's more a complete hitter. But I'll tell you what, man, if you're batting under 200, but you're hitting homers for me at the rate Kyle Schwarber's doing, that's completely fine with me because he quite literally changes the trajectory of a game when he's up to plate. So he blasts when the Phillies take a 3-2 lead, and then Bryce Harper hits a freaking moonshot. Bryce Harper's back, and it's like the whole non-elite talk, it got amplified in the World Baseball Classic when he struggled. Then he hit that home run, and it kind of was like, okay, Bryce had his moment. Let's see what he takes into the regular season. And then he struggled mightily the first week of the season, but ever since Colorado, he's been one of the best hitters in baseball. He got his OPS over 800. And what I'm seeing out of Bryce Harper, it's more just feel. It's not really thinking about anything in the box. And that's when, honestly, a baseball player's at their best, a hitter's at their best, is when they're not really thinking, they're just playing the game because it just flows naturally. And the power's still there, man. Like, he is a very, very good hitter. Is he going to return to the heights of 22, 23, 24? I don't know, but his OPS is over 800, and he almost hit another home run in his next at bat. It was just shy of the left field wall. So Bryce Harper's back. It was very nice to see. Excuse me. And I kind of want to give my praise to Justin Crawford. The way this kid plays baseball, man, it is just a winner. It's a grinder. It is a breath of fresh air. He's batting over 300. He has an OPS over 800, and he's just a hitter. And it's like, there's been talk about, because Trey Turner's struggling mightily, or do you want to put Justin Crawford in the leadoff spot? Absolutely not. Because I think Justin Crawford in that 9-hole is the perfect spot for him, not only for the sense of what he does in turning over the lineup for the Turners, the Schwarbers, the Harpers, but it kind of takes off all the pressure on him. If you put Justin Crawford in the leadoff spot this early in the season, I think it could be spelled for disaster because then you're putting a 22-year-old rookie at the top of a quote-unquote World Series lineup. I still think the Phillies are World Series contenders, even though the season hasn't really gone as we thought. They're still 500, but I would keep Justin Crawford right where he is now. If a couple months, if Trey Turner's struggling the way he is, then you can revisit that idea of putting Justin Crawford in the leadoff spot, but just his bat-to-ball skills, like his energy that he brought. I mean, almost tying the game. He was inches away from tying the game. I think he's a big game feel. I mean, he grew up under Carl Crawford, played in the big leagues. He's been in a big league clubhouse his entire life. So Justin Crawford has been the most fun player to watch, in my opinion. And then let's go to the bullpen because, like I said, Taijuan Walker gave us 5. Tim Meza came in the 5th. Tim Meza has been a breath of fresh air in the sense of like he was on the border of not even making this team, but I think with his contract, they wanted to keep him in there. Thing about spring training is you want to keep all your players in your organization to where if some people have minor league options, you send them down first, so where you can keep them. The people that can't be, they have to be DFA'd, clear waivers. You bring them up to the big league club. So Tim Mays, in my opinion, going to the season, the mindset was, last lefty in the pen, kind of see what he can do, but he's pitched phenomenally. And then Orion Kirkring is a damn good reliever. Is he ever going to be a big game pitcher? I don't know because the past tells you that he's not. But if he's your third righty in the pen or like fourth option in totality, he's very good. And he came in, he got that last out, and then he pitched 2/3 of an inning before Jose Alvarado came in. Ryan Kirkland was phenomenal today. Jose Alvarado got kind of iffy. He hit Alec Thomas. It was a very scary incident. Jose Alvarado is a player to monitor because, let's call a spade. He was dominant on steroids last year, and then when he came back, he wasn't good. Is he ever going to return to the 22-23 form? We don't know because you got to think in 2024, he wasn't good at all. I think he pitched maybe one inning in the playoffs. He was not a trusted reliever. So he's something to monitor because we're really going to need him to be that number one left-handed option. Tanner Banks has pitched well, but if Tanner Banks is your number one lefty in the bullpen going into any meaningful games, that's a problem. So we'll have to watch Jose Alvarado, but he got out of the inning. He only pitched an inning of a third of an inning, and he got the job done. So I really can't complain. Just got to watch with his control and everything to see kind of what he turns into for the 2026 season. Brad Keller. Brad Keller's interesting because he's had two very similar outings in the sense of when he's given up runs against Washington. He got two quick outs and then he walked a couple guys, couple hits. C.J. Abrams hits a 3-run home run. That kind of inflated his ERA. And today was the same thing. The first two batters he looked phenomenal, and then he ran into some trouble, gave up that run to make the game 4-3. I trust Brad Keller. I think his stuff is electric, his fastball. When his changeup's working, that's when Brad Keller's at his best. He had the changeup the first two batters, but he lost kind of command of it to where I'm not worried about Brad Keller, but it is, again, something to monitor because when Brad Keller's effective, if he's your eighth inning guy, if he's your bridge to Duran, that's phenomenal. If you think about the '08 Phils, they called Matson the bridge to Lidge. So, that's just something we're really going to have to need out of this bullpen. And Duran comes in and closes it out. Duran's one of the best closers in baseball. This bullpen has been phenomenal this year. The problem has been the offense. The starting pitching has been iffy, some good starts, some bad starts. Jesus Cesaro didn't pitch well yesterday, but I think overall the starting pitching is going to be very, very good. I really do believe in this rotation, especially when Zach Wheeler comes back, and the bullpen's been phenomenal. So we're going to need them because this offense is streaky, but they did come through today. It was very nice to see the superstars, kind of do what they need to do because if they're not performing well, the Phillies have no chance. And I want to give a shout out to Rob Thompson because Rob Thompson gets criticized in the city a lot. He gets criticized by me a lot in the sense of I really don't like his postseason management to where he could have a great regular season like he did last year. But if you don't make the moves in October when it absolutely matters, that's what I'm going to judge you on. But in the moment, I really liked his sense of urgency today in the sense of like, you needed to go win that ball game. We deal with tomorrow, because he understands where this kind of vibe is in the city. It's not good to be a Philadelphia Phillies fan in the sense of the media. They're criticizing the team. I'm criticizing the team. So he saw an opportunity to win a ball game after not only Kyle Schwarber, Bryce Harper went yard, take the lead. You had the momentum. So I really do applaud that aggressiveness in the bullpen. Who's going to be down tomorrow? We don't know. But like I said, we deal with that tomorrow. We don't got Zach Gallen going. We got Andrew Painter going on Sunday afternoon against Zach Gallen. So I think it's going to be a raucous atmosphere at CBP. Like, just get the series win, man. Like, it would be such a breath of fresh air if you win a series, kind of, take the pressure off everyone. You got the Cubs coming in. They're not playing too great of baseball to where something you can build on the momentum. And I said these series against teams like the Diamondbacks, I think the Cubs are going to be good, but teams like the Diamondbacks, teams like the Rockies, you're going to have to beat up on those teams because when you do play the juggernauts, the Dodgers, the Brewers, the Mets, if they get their head out of their ass, which I hope they don't, hell, even the Braves are coming into town next weekend. So you have to beat up on these teams and play 500 ball against the other teams. So really hope we get the series win tomorrow, build some momentum into Chicago. People that have been struggling at the plate, Trey Turner, Alec Boehm. I don't want to harp too much on it because it was a win. I think Trey Turner, the thing about Trey Turner and me is, because yesterday I went on a rant about Trey Turner, and I was very mad at him because Trey Turner does not come up when it matters most, to where I think overall the counting stats are going to be there. He's going to be one of the best shortstops in baseball from March to September. Trey Turner is going to be judged on what he does in the big moment. And didn't come through yesterday. He just looks like he's pressing at the plate. He's swinging at crap in the dirt, pitches that aren't even close in the zone. But eventually, I do think Trey Turner's going to get out of it. Alec Bohm, he looks lost at the plate, but in reality, we went through this last year, so I'm not worried about Bohm, but in the sense of I just kind of know who he is. I think he's pressing similar to Trey Turner. He's not this bad, so I think he's going to get out of it. Now, good news, Aiden Miller is swinging a bat, and it just sucks that Aiden Miller wasn't able to play spring training due to the back injury, because I really think if he would have had a good spring and would have started off the year hot in Lehigh Valley, the pressure on Bohm would have been immense. Now, you could say, well, that's going to make Bohm collapse. Dude, if Bohm collapses but Aiden Miller's ready to take his spot at third base, that's a win for the Phillies, because me personally, I think Aiden Miller is going to be a star in this league. The health is a bit concerning because it is a back. You need your back for baseball. So we're going to have to monitor that. Hopefully, Aiden Miller can get on the field in a couple weeks. And if Bomer still continues to struggle, you know, get Aiden Miller up here. Let's put some pressure on the guys in the clubhouse. But I think tomorrow I would give Alec Bohm a day off. I'd kind of let him clear his head. I'd put Otto Kemp out at third, because Otto Kemp does need at bats. He's been struggling in left field, but I'm not taking Brandon Marsh out against a right-hander the way he's been swinging it. I don't think he got a hit today, but Brandon Marsh has had a really good start to the year. So I'd give Alec Bohm a breather, let him play third base. Second base, Bryson Stott was phenomenal defensively. That's been the story of Bryson Stott. Struggles with the bat. Last year he had a really good second half, and I think he was going to build on that. But Bryson Stott did almost hit a home run. It was inches foul to her. That sucks for him, but he did come up in his next at bat. He got a hit to where if Bryson Stott can build some momentum, we're 13 games to the season. I'm still very high on Bryson Stott, just in the sense of what he brings on the defensive side of the ball. If he's just a league average hitter, he's an above average player. So I think Bryson Stott's going to get out of it. But overall, great team win. Got a big game tomorrow. I think if Andrew Painter can limit his balls and, kind of just like lock in on the zone, because he was just missing in San Francisco. And he didn't pitch terribly. We even won the game. But I think Andrew Painter in front of the home crowd has a chance to secure a series win. Just will kind of put the mojo back into the Philadelphia Phillies going to that Cub series. So big game tomorrow. But overall, today was great. And as always, go Phils.